There was once a boy who lived in a world that barely noticed him, not because he was invisible, but because he was quiet. In classrooms filled with raised hands and loud voices, he stayed down, not because he didn't know the answer, but because he was afraid his voice wouldn't matter. Teachers passed over him. Classmates talked around him. Even at home, his words often faded. Before reaching anyone's ears, he learned early that silence was safer than disappointment. The boy had a gift, a rare one. He could understand things deeply, see patterns others missed, feel emotions others ignored. When he read, he didn't just read words. He entered worlds. When he wrote, his thoughts flowed like quiet rivers, strong, steady, unnoticed. But no one praised him. No applause. No encouragement. So he did what many do. He began chasing approval. He tried to speak louder, to fit in, to be seen. And every time he tried, he failed. The louder voices drowned him out. The confident ones got the attention. And each rejection carved a deeper doubt inside him. Maybe I'm not enough, he thought. Years passed. The boy grew older, but the feeling stayed the same. At school, at work, in life, he watched others rise. People he knew weren't more talented, just more confident. They spoke boldly. They believed in themselves. And he waited to be chosen. One evening, sitting alone in his small room, surrounded by unfinished notebooks and ignored ideas, he reached a breaking point. Not loud, not dramatic, just quiet exhaustion. He stared at his reflection and asked himself a question that changed everything. What if no one ever notices me? The room was silent. Then another question followed. Will I stop believing in myself too? That night, something shifted. Not in the world, but inside him. He realized a painful truth. He had been waiting for permission to matter, waiting for validation, to feel worthy, waiting for applause, to begin. And he understood something even deeper. The world doesn't reward potential. It rewards belief. So he made a decision, a quiet one. He stopped trying to be seen. He stopped explaining himself. He stopped shrinking. Instead, he began working, not for praise, not for likes, not for approval, but because he believed. His voice mattered even if no one listened yet. He wrote every day, not to impress, but to express. He learned relentlessly, not to prove, but to grow. He failed privately, improved silently, and continued anyway. No announcements, no audience, just self-belief. Months turned into years, and something strange happened. His work became undeniable. The same people who once ignored him started listening. The same voices that spoke over him fell silent when he spoke, not because he demanded attention, but because his confidence commanded it. He no longer sought validation, and that's when the world offered it. But here's the truth. By then, he no longer needed it, because the boy who was once ignored had become someone unshakable. He learned that self-belief doesn't need witnesses, confidence doesn't need applause, and purpose doesn't wait for permission. The world may ignore you when you begin, but if you believe in yourself long enough, it won't be able to ignore you forever. Moral: self-belief is stronger than external validation.